Why me? Tell me why me? I'm sorry, it's just funny sometimes the way that you...
XYZ, bitch, still asking why me?
Today we're doing something different than usual because we're not trying something new as inexperienced me, but I wanted to share something. I feel like talking today. I wanted to share something that I'm obsessed with recently. Someone. When I grow up, I want to be George Hotz. I'm not kidding. I'm 21, right? But there's still a chance that I will grow up one day. Why George Hotz? Just look at this. Quick introduction to George Hotz.
I want to solve AI. I want to unlock the mysteries of intelligence in the universe. We're going to build a superhuman driving agent for the sake of building a superhuman driving agent. But if we build something that can generically learn problems by watching humans solve them, we can solve a whole lot more than driving.
George Hotz, the hacker/entrepreneur who as a teenager became famous as the first person to jailbreak the iPhone and then the PlayStation 3, is in a race to build the world's first fully self-driving car system. Hotz's company, Comma AI, which has raised $8.1 million, is competing against giants like Google offshoot Waymo, Amazon-owned Zoox, and GM's Cruise, which rely on custom vehicles with expensive sensor arrays including LiDAR to identify surrounding objects and people and navigate a predetermined path. Comma takes a radically different approach.
This is all you need to drive a car. Yeah, clap! I don't want to be the only company building this hardware. OpenPilot's open source. Come play in this beautiful ecosystem. We're paving the way for you, right? Maybe one of you out there.
Its latest product, the Comma 3, runs on a smartphone processor and plugs into most new cars, taking over the built-in steering, gas, and brake systems. Comma's open-source software, OpenPilot, uses artificial intelligence to predict where a human would drive in real time.
Okay, that was like a quick introduction, but who is he? As you've seen, he's a hacker. Okay, that's what we know. He became famous for jailbreaking the iPhone. Okay. He later hacked PlayStation 3 and Sony sued him for that. George Hotz. Sony sued him. Sony lawsuit. Okay, question. What do you do as like a 20-year-old when you're getting sued by a huge corporation like Sony? A. Be scared. B. Be stressed out. Or C. Record a diss track on them.
Yo, it's Geo High. And for those that don't know, I'm getting sued by Sony. Let's take us out of the courtroom and into the streets. I'm a beast, at the least you'll face me in the Northeast. Get my ire up, light my fire. I'll go harder than Eminem went at Mariah. Call me a liar, pound me in the ass with no Luke Chafin. You're fucking with the dude who got the keys to your safe, and out of business is jail for me, and you're suing me civilly. Exhibit this in the courtroom. Go on, do it, I dare you.
What? The most logical thing to do when you're sued by a top company. And so that gives us some idea about who he is as a person. But actually, I know him for this. I've seen announcements of Tesla AI Day that took place like on the 1st of October, okay? And I was interested in that. But it's also 3 hours long. It's kind of hard to understand everything. So I stumbled upon George Hotz, who made a commentary on that. He made a commentary which was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was just fantastic. It was like the best commentary I've ever seen in a while of such events. Like, this guy has knowledge and he talks to you so intelligibly, like so easy to understand. Like, he's your cool, tech, nerdy best friend explaining your stuff. And we're just like, oh, George, Tesla AI Day is happening today. Hop on Discord and we'll watch it together. How about that? And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? The vibe is just great here. Let me give you a sample, okay?
Yeah, we'll break down the ML talk. Okay. So let's take a look at this thing. This is the Tesla Autopilot computer. How impressive is this demonstration, right? So it doesn't move like the Boston Dynamics robots. It moves in a pretty non-fluid sort of way, like it was optimized. Now, to be fair, Boston Dynamics is leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else in this kind of stuff. For reference, let's take a look at how an Atlas moves, right? Well, so a few things are different. So let's talk about some differences between Atlas and the Optimus. So Atlas is hydraulic. There's a big hydraulic pump in here. And Boston Dynamics has custom designed valves to be able to switch hydraulic fluid fast enough. I would doubt that like Optimus, for example, can jump. Well, yeah. So we'll get to what's impressive is they can build millions of them. So this is their V1 of the robot. V1 of the robot is built with off-the-shelf actuators. But they then go on, well, they show these weird demos. Which is like, they're running like the autopilot segnet. This is a segmentation network.
That's an example that illustrates the upper body a little bit more.
On the thing. So here, this is their V2 version of it. They go on to talk about how they custom designed all these actuators and they designed it for manufacturability. Again, you see Tesla really taking the same approach that they've taken with the cars, with autopilot, that they've taken with the robot. They're like, first, let's build the hardware. Tesla has a lot of very talented mechanical engineers. We're going to come in and we're going to make a humanoid robot before we can make any software. Don't worry about an MVP. Just let's make the hardware. Let's ship all the hardware, and we'll figure the software out later. We'll go to Boston Dynamics to prove this point, okay? So Atlas is a very sophisticated robot that has many degrees of freedom. But if we get over here, you'll see this robot here. So I believe Boston Dynamics calls it Handle. Handle does not have many degrees of freedom at all. I think it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. And you'll look. And I want you to look at Handle. Now, look at that robot. Look at that robot dancing. That robot, to me, looks far more lifelike than the Optimus demonstration, right? Which, you know, again, I'm making the same claim that robotics is all about software in the same way self-driving is, right? So if you can't write incredible software for something like Optimus, why bother building something more advanced? Look at this robot back here. It has almost no degrees of freedom, yet it moves so fluidly. Right? You almost want to dance along with the robots, right? Look at the Pixar lamp. How many degrees of freedom does this lamp have? How incredible. Right? The lamp looks so lifelike. And again, I'm saying that what makes things lifelike has nothing to do with the hardware and almost everything to do with the software.
If you're interested in the topic, I really recommend that commentary. But that's not the main point. The main point is that the Tesla video lasts 3 hours. This video lasts 2 hours. And he did not comment on everything here. He ended the commentary like here. That's around the time, around an hour. And for almost another hour, he does different things. He talks to his chat because he's live streaming. He's answering questions and talking about other things. And when I listened to that, it's something else. And this is the maximum vibe of being friends with him. Like you just talk. We're in that intellectual environment. We can just talk about really interesting stuff. Like it's nothing much. We just kind of chill together. Look, he was talking here about like nuclear warbats, recession, truth, wokeness, positive vision, okay, Western world, crypto people, Elden Ring, birthday, second company, work for comma, recession.
Metaculus estimates a 13% chance of nuclear war. Who bet on that? I'm not even saying that that's right or wrong. I'm just saying who would bet on that?
because your money is going to be worth a lot less. If there's no nuclear war, you win. If there's nuclear war, there was a nuclear war and we all died, but I claimed my meticulous shares, right? See, that's the problem with betting. That's the problem with prediction markets affecting the real world. Oh, how do you escape the meta? Be the meta. Who blew up the Nord Stream pipes? Oh, I don't know. Life sucks right now. You know, I kind of agree with this. Life kind of does suck right now. It's just, you know, I'm a fan of the recession. You know, I'm so excited for the recession.
Like, am I the only one that thinks that his lifestyle is such a vibe, such a desirable vibe that you cannot get elsewhere? Holy, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. This book, Nassim Taleb, Anti-Fragile. This book is great. Why? You're probably asking, right? In front of the monitor. Are you asking? Why? Let me tell you. When I read this book, it feels it's like a new environment. It's not like the author of the book has a message and he conveys a message and you're like, oh, nice, thanks for info. No, it's more of like a stream of thoughts from an intellectual. This book is touching so many different topics. Just reading that and kind of connecting the dots, organizing thoughts in your brain, it's kind of like wow. Like, I want this to be my lifestyle. I want this every day. Like, I want to talk to George Hotz like this, listening to him, like I can sit here every day. Okay, so that was that. A quick side note. Did you watch this video? You did not. That's not a good answer, but a correct one. In the video, I showed these guys who are chess grandmasters, I suppose. They are eating lunch and they are playing chess in their heads.
Knight f6.
Knight c3.
And actually, this is the video that I showed. And later on, they even played ping pong. And they still play chess. I thought that was such a vibe. Okay, and the video also mentioned George Hotz later on. Like, I had no idea what is he doing. Like, I just stumbled upon the video. I have to watch it because I cannot understand it. I was just like, okay, some programmer doing something. But that's how it started. That's probably why YouTube even recommended me the George Hotz video.
Boys, we did it! Oh, this is kind of anticlimactic. It just passed. I didn't set a timer for pasta, which was kind of savage, now that I think.
I mean, I just loved it. The guy is programming randomly stands up to cook pasta. Okay, I know it's nothing special, right? But it's so genuine, so unstaged, uncensored, nothing. It's just real life. You just vibe like we're friends. There's no makeup artists, there's no directors, cameramen. There's just him. Genuine him, everyday life him. Along with the chess guys, they act like it's nothing to them. Like, it's like, I mean, this is what we do every day. Nothing too special for us. Like, what? Like, I want to be like them. I want to do this. Not exactly like that, but in that style, right? I want to do my things in that style. No much stress, and just do great stuff. And just the way he thinks, the way he speaks, it's just incredible for me to have contact with him. Python tutorial is just fantastic. I mean, he doesn't record tutorials, but this one is it's an exception. It's a rare one.
Okay guys, let's do a Python tutorial. So this is a letter I equals 0. But in Python, you don't even need to say that. You can just make for loops like this. In C, you'd have to go to a lot of effort to say, you know, in C, you'd have to write, think about it, it's so long. You'd have to type int main, and then, you know, you'd get errors. You'd have to type int I, and then you can type for int I. Int I. I could just put int I right there. No, but C sucks, man. That's why you should all use Python. Look at this. We're going to write bubble sort in Python. Who's ready to write bubble sort? We're going to make a list, and the list is the items that we want to sort. We're going to make the items 84, 23, 99, and 10. Now, of course, Whenever you actually want to sort a list, you can just ask for your list to be sorted, but that's cheating because this is a tutorial. So first we're going to make I go from the range to the length of L, and that will iterate through each element in L. See? 0, 1, 2, 3. Remember that lists start with 0 in all languages that aren't stupid. Lua is stupid. Now, bubble sort is not a very good sorting algorithm. It's O of n squared. Say it with me, kids. O of n squared. That's because it has two loops inside of each other, I and j. We call them I and j because back in the day, computers only had i's and j's. You should remember that you're very privileged to be able to use any letter you want, even a word, for a variable in Python. Now, in order to write the bubble sort algorithm, we need to check if the item in the list at I, which is always a smaller number than j, if it's bigger than the one at j. If it is bigger than the one at j, we're going to need to switch the places of I and j. Now there's no nice way to do this. You have to write this all out terribly on 3 lines. But you'll see, if we wrote the algorithm correctly...
A quick disclaimer, because I've seen this in comments, you can actually do it in a nice way. In Python, that's crazy. AB equals BA.
Our list is sorted. 10, 23, 84, 99. Thank you for joining me on Noob Easy Python Tutorials. Come back another day and we'll learn how to sort a list backwards. Hint, you just changed the sign of the comparison operator. Thank you. Did you like my tutorial? You all learned to program today, guys?
This guy is just too good in everything, man. What do we have here more?
I want to win self-driving cars. Yeah, we're running it on a phone. I could build a better vision system. I'm going to test the autopilot myself in 3 months. Google is going to lose because there's no market for a $100,000 system. For us, we're just going to push the software up there. And then boom, all these cars are level 4 self-driving. We got the insurance company to underwrite the policy. You don't have to pay attention anymore. Done. This is the world's first unlocked iPhone.
At 17, George Hotz became one of the world's most famous hackers when he was the first person to break into the iPhone and reconfigure it to be compatible with non-AT&T providers. He was also the first to jailbreak the PlayStation 3, allowing people to play non-Sony games and use unapproved software. But whereas Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak sent him a letter of congratulations, Sony sued him.
I'm getting sued by Sony.
Hotz, known online as George Hotz, quickly became a cause celeb of so-called hacktivist groups including Anonymous and Lulzsec. They attacked Sony's network despite Hotz's protests, igniting a firestorm of legal and media scrutiny.
This case is about a lot more than what I did and me. It's about whether you really own that device that you purchased.
Now this 28-year-old technical wunderkind is up against Waymo, Tesla, Uber, and most of the auto industry in the race to build the first fully operational self-driving vehicle. He's taking an approach drastically different than his well-financed competition.
I don't belong in Silicon Valley. I don't.
His company, Comma AI, is trying to bring plug-and-play driverless technology to the masses, and is doing so with $3.1 million in seed money. Comma's dozen-member team, which works out of a house in San Francisco, has built technology that takes over the existing radar and drive-by-wire systems in modern cars, incorporates a smartphone's camera and processor, and then makes the car drive itself.
We're the Android of self-driving cars, right? Think about Tesla as the iOS. All these other manufacturers are hopelessly clueless when it comes to self-driving. How do we build something that just works on their cars, right?
He also goes to some conferences to talk about simulation theory.
Hi, everybody. So this is a weird talk. I like that. Yeah, it's not going to give you any actionable insights into your business. So this is going to require a bit of an active imagination. And we are all here together going on a journey. And so maybe another word that historically has been used, this is a bit of a religious talk, is faith. Kind of, attempt to prove that I wasn't like an unemployable outcast, I got a job at Facebook. I quit that job. They tell you the second day I'm at Facebook, they tell you the truth. You know, Google's all about, we're trying to organize the world's information. The second day you're there, a real slick marketing guy dressed in a suit. This is back before Google went kind of the way they did now. Google still was kind of tech utopian. Facebook says, here's the number of minutes the world has spent on Facebook. It's your job as an engineer here to get this number to go up. This was 2011.
That's why he quit, by the way. But he seems like he's having fun in life. Nobody's paying him to go out there. He's just having fun. He's just chilling. This is something he wants to share. He's like, yeah, let's do this talk. Let's make a lecture.
Sure.
Like, he's having fun.
At the end of... but what if we could?
I mean, he kind of plays the role of like, kind of like the depressed, melancholic guy.
So I'm thinking about starting a church.
Like, he's chilling.
Jailbreak on the iPhone. Why you did it?
Alright, so look, a lot of people might say stuff like, I wanted to free people of Apple's bonds. That's a lofty way to describe things that media people like. It's not true. My girlfriend broke up with me. You know, we were going away to college, and I'm like, what am I going to do this summer? And, well, I hacked the iPhone, right? It's true.
Hi, my name is George Hotz. I play a character named GeoHot on the internet. I used to hack cell phones, and now I build self-driving cars. You may have seen me in Bloomberg last December. I had a self-driving car. I still do. But now I have a company as well. And now we have a self-driving car. And we have an incredible self-driving car. And by the end of the year, for under $1,000, you too will be able to have an incredible self-driving car. And this isn't like you got to bring it to some guy and he's going to do it. We want to put it on Amazon Prime. We want to make it. Go to Amazon Prime, search self-driving car, AI self-driving car kit, add to cart. It'll be here in 2 days. And then it's as easy to set up as a piece of IKEA furniture, if you think that's easy. And then you have a self-driving car. And that's our dream. We're Common AI. Was that good?
Like, he's having so much fun with all of this.
System in your car, and then, you know, grow with it, right? Trust it for a second. Trust it for 2. Trust it for 10. Get in the back seat. Have sex, you know?
He's not wrong, though.
And, you know, you don't want to have 2 detectors because then you have an if statement to switch between them. As we were saying in Common AI, if statements kill people.
His office tour is also so fascinating. The things that they have set up.
Wow. Solve self-driving cars while delivering shippable intermediaries.
What did we do badly? What can we do better? This is also fascinating, like, to analyze how they organize everything. If I ever make my own company and we have an office, I will take inspiration from him. I'll call him, hey George. And tips and tricks on organizing your office. One of the last things, in the last video, he went on this Hack Club AMA, which is like a students club of some kind.
Biggest opportunity you've had to date?
Oh, biggest opportunity I've had to date. Oh, there's another word. There's another word. All these words like opportunity and entrepreneur and this is the other one. Like, I don't know. I just like, I don't like believe in this stuff. Right? Like, what do you mean opportunity? You make your own opportunity, right? Like there's this whole framework or like the deliberate nature of it. Like, oh, and then I don't know. I really don't kind of like understand the question. Like, it's not the framework that I look at the world with. You know, I don't know. I'm a guy who found computers. And it's a compulsion, and I probably couldn't have found anything else.
Also, coming to the next question, what is your plan for the next 5 years?
So, how many of you believe in the singularity? Right?
And I know this is like rough stuff. Look, I found this stuff when I was 15. Kind of messed me up for a while, right? You kind of come to grips with it, but we're all still coming to grips with it, right? So humanity, if you take a human from, say, 1900 and you bring them to now, they wouldn't be that different, right? They would they'd probably be as smart as people are now for the most part. There'd be a few things they don't know, but there'd be a few things they're probably better at. So like, humans haven't really improved much. Whereas if you take a computer from 1900, you can't. There actually weren't any computers. I can go back and take a computer from 1970, and it's so inferior to my iPhone. Computers are getting better at an exponential rate, right? And I actually mean exponential. A lot of people, when they say the word exponential, they don't mean it. But computers are getting better at an exponential rate, Moore's law. So when you think about the future, there will be a point where computers pass humans, right? If humans are flat and computers have let's say this is logarithmic, y-axis, so I have a linear scale. There's a point where computers cross over. The question that I spend kind of my whole life thinking about is, where do you want to be when that happens? So no, to answer explicitly where I want to be in 5 years, I want to be a billionaire and I want to be on a yacht.
That's great. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Yeah. Let's go next one. Abby, would you like to go?
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm 16 and I'm from Los Angeles. I totally agree with where you want to be in 5 years. Me too. My question for you is, I was wondering,
like if you watch the whole thing, you can clearly see that he's kind of built differently. Like his whole framework, as he calls it, of thinking is just something else. And yes, he kind of outclassed the kids. And the last thing, probably, as you know, Twitter is going through a lot of changes recently because the Musk has taken over it. And George Hotz started using it quite recently. Let all the people who don't desire greatness leave. So George kind of supports Musk, but in the past, they kind of split apart because there was some deal in the past with Musk and George, but George claims that Musk has changed the terms of the contract at the last moment, so he refused it, and after that he made his own company. Something, it doesn't really matter. But after Musk bought Twitter, George really wanted to kind of help them go in the right direction. I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'm down for a 12-week internship at Twitter for cost of living in San Francisco. No money. He just wants to help because he believes in that. He wants to change something. He wants to contribute. And he's so good. He still wants to be just an intern. It's not about accumulating capital in that world. It's about making the world alive. Man, isn't that inspiring? But you know what's the best thing about it? Elon Musk replied, "Sure, let's talk." I can barely believe what's happening. I just don't know what to say. The guy is so good. And he went there. He's actually working currently there. Also trying to get rid of that non-dismissible login pop-up after you scroll a little bit. These things ruin the internet. And it's so good. Like, this is such a nice step. And there's another tweet. If I just get rid of the pop-up, I still consider my internship a win. I have a Chrome extension on my laptop to block it. Reminds me of a guy who got a job at Apple, made wallet automatically delete your expired boarding passes and quit the next week. It's just such a lifestyle. It's such a lifestyle. He's like, let's fix it. Let's do something. Let's do something great. Let's make a change for the better because I have skills. One day, mark my words, I want to be like him. I want to do my own things in his style. The lifestyle seems perfect. Read Anti-Fragile. Listen to him talk. One day, I will live my dream lifestyle. But until then, thanks for watching.